Welcome to Single Mom Honey, a podcast dedicated to single moms with a focus on health, money, and everything in between.
I cover the health.
I'm Aisha. I cover the money.
Right.
So you ready to get into the tea, Quay?
Absolutely.
All right. So today's topic is mama morning routine.
God. Because I feel like there are many different types of moms.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've made it to year 18 with one kid, but the routine has changed. I feel it changes every morning. I just know that I need to be available.
Every morning, though?
Okay, look, there's a plan, but the plan does not go as planned ever. I be trying, and then some days I be so tired. Like I am on a struggle bus in the morning. So the routine is just me in bed, like right before I got to wake them up because I already tell them to set their alarms. But apparently I am the human alarm. And it only works.
I don't have to really get up until mom comes in here hollering and screaming. Let me get her blood pressure up. That's when I know it's my alarm time to get up.
See, I know their alarms. They sleep through the alarms. But then I have to set, they all have iPhones. So I set an alarm and then I page them through the iPhone. And if they still don't get up, I got to get up. But I'm trying to sleep to the last drop every morning because I need it. Because sometimes the night before, a woman might climb in my bed. Oh, Mom, I just came to make sure you were safe. Just say you want to sleep with me.
I'm fine, boo. Go ahead and mind your business.
But, I think as a single parent, you just kind of, listen, I pick my battles. If somebody feels like they need some extra love that night, you come on in. And I'm too tired to fight. And I'm not carrying either one of them.
As I like to say, exhaust. If you're a single mom listening to this while getting dressed, packing lunches, or sitting in your car taking a deep breath, as we mentioned before, right before work, this episode is definitely for you. Today, we're talking about how to set up a morning routine as a single mom. And before we go any further, I would like to say this clearly. You are not lazy. You are not disorganized.
Absolutely not.
You are carrying a lot. And this is not about creating a
lot is an understatement.
Morning. You said what?
A lot is an understatement.
Yeah.
You're carrying
what
the
would
world.
you call it?
Carrying the world, the universe of other people on your shoulders.
I think the universe is more relatable than world.
Okay, yes.
So the world sounds tiny compared to the universe,
You're right. Go ahead.
And we're not talking about creating a perfect morning routine like you see on social media, because I know you and I have talked about that before. This is about creating peace, support, and flow as much as possible in a season where you're doing the work of many people by yourself. So
absolutely.
Take a breath and let's talk about mornings that work for you.
All right. So I would love for you to follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, and TikTok at Single Mom Honey Official. Join our private Facebook group. I think I'm manifesting right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Tea Time with Single Mom Honey. We'll fill you up with the latest tea and honey combos. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Single Mom Honey Official. All right.
Let's jump into it, Quay.
All right. Redefining what a morning routine is. Let's talk about what our mornings look like. When people hear morning routine, I can't say they, because I'm not included in these people. Some people imagine waking up at 5 a.m., working out, drinking green juice, and they're talking about the unsweetened. Oh, you're talking about matcha. I thought you were talking about like that green juice that's just straight leaves with no sugar.
Wheatgrass.
No. There's something called green juice. I'm gonna have to let you taste it.
Okay.
It's life-changing for your taste buds. And having a quiet time. That's really not reality for most single moms. It's definitely not reality for me. The only time I have a quiet morning is when the kids have slept in or if they have slept elsewhere.
Do your kids usually sleep in on weekends?
Sometimes.
My kids get up earlier on the weekend than they do during the week. Like, where did you get all this morning? Like, I don't know what happens with the weekends because I have to fight them to get up during the week. But on the weekend,
they're free.
They're like an hour earlier than they usually are during the week.
They are free. There's nothing to do. They can do what they want.
Yeah.
Free for all.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine when you don't have to work. You got all the energy in the world.
Right?
You get energy just
when you're on vacation, you be up early like, what?
What we doing? What we doing?
Yep. That makes sense.
Now, like we were saying, it's not reality for most moms, and that's okay. You don't have to have a perfect morning routine.
Mm-hmm.
Kids don't need a perfect mom. They just need a happy one. So you got to find a happy medium so that you and the kids can survive
Yeah.
together in the morning. Your routine basically exists to support your nervous system. Because if you don't have a routine at all, listen, a lot of single moms suffer with anxiety and
Yeah.
depression. And that
Yeah.
not having a plan is a plan to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if your plan doesn't go as according to the script, I would say, that's okay too. But having a plan is just at least having a starting point when it comes to a morning routine.
Look, the
It's
12
gonna,
P's. Piss poor preparation promotes piss poor performance. Piss poor performance promotes pain.
yeah.
If you know, you know.
And it's a pain to get up in the morning. You know what? Before I had kids, I didn't realize, like, even when I had the kids, I guess before they started school, I was like, you know what? I already got up early for school. So when I started having this to get up before them for school, like, I'm upset in the morning. Like, I already did this. Why do I have to get up again?
Girl, because you got kids. What you talk about? You already
Nobody
did
tells you
this.
that. First of all, nobody tells you that that's part of parenting. Okay, before you're like pregnant, nobody's like. In all honesty, I forgot that their teeth fell out. Like I forgot that you had to be tooth fairy and wake up alarm monitor. Like I forgot all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So and success might look like fewer rushed moments in the morning, less yelling. Because let's be real, we all get frustrated as single moms because it's all on you. Sometimes it's all or nothing. I said nothing. It's all or nothing. Nothing. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the struggle for me was getting those kids to make the bus in the morning for school and me trying to get to work. So
It's that time limit. It's that time limit. I know
and
exactly to the minute when we have to leave the house in order for my son not to be late. So he has two bells. He has an early bell and he has a late bell. I try to get him there minutes before the early bell because they want him to, get time to acclimate and get
I
together
get
and
it.
start their morning and before they go into, pledge allegiance and all that stuff. But when they plan around, like the minutes aren't ticking on the clock and
Listen,
you guys are frustrated and upset because you want to go back to bed and
exactly.
it just gets you to a place where you have to yell. And I do not like yelling. I do not like them starting their day like that.
Exactly.
But
I try to
you
make it a
don't
point.
move until I tell you. I move, we move. Just like that. Like, come on.
Yeah, you got to put some bass in your voice sometimes.
Yeah.
It's positive reinforcement. Not
Isn't it?
yelling sometimes. But I did notice like if I was yelling, it would disrupt their day. And it's not that like I'm angry with you. I'm just trying to put some pep in your step because
Yeah.
I think that I probably gave birth to 3 baby sloths and they have no sense of urgency. Like even to this day, like my oldest, who's 18, she's still late to school. And she could be up at 5 a.m., have a 2-hour start, and still be late.
Oh,
Girl, I don't
must
know.
be
It's like her.
hereditary.
Oh, first of all,
Like, I'm not judging, but I'm speaking fact.
that's a shame because I think you're holding me in my past. Okay? It's late. I'm not late for dinner. All right, whatever. Anyway, I think about it this way everything doesn't have to be perfect in the morning. And just have a routine that works for you and your kids. I don't make the bus every morning for my kids. I try. And on those days, I celebrate those victories. You got to celebrate each small win. And then you'll start to feel more and more grounded. Because a lot of the times, if you focus on the negative, that's where your mind is going to be for you and
Yeah.
the kids. So, in the morning, figure out what you want to do for yourself. Sometimes that requires getting up a little bit earlier and taking a deep breath when you wake up. Because, you got to face the day. You know that no matter how you feel, you still got to be a superhero.
Right?
And you got to
Superheroes
run
don't take
circles.
days off, baby girl. What you
Exactly.
talking about?
Your morning routine sometimes is someone else's complete workday.
Yeah.
You've ran
Before
all
9
the
a.m., you
errands.
done live 6 lives.
Exactly. So you got to be proud of yourself because it's
Yeah.
hard. And
Yeah.
you live 6 lives off of like 3.5 hours of sleep. Now, sleep hygiene is important, but let's be real here. You don't sleep like you slept before you had kids ever again.
Because your dumb ass didn't know no better. You was up here staying up late, watching movies, doing everything you were big enough to do instead of actually adding into a sleep bank that was going to be depleted instantly once you had
Yeah.
kids. Because I remember people telling me before I had kids, "Whoo, get your sleep now. You're never going to sleep again." Man, get
Girl,
out of here with that boomer ass stuff. You don't know what you talk about. They know.
the
They knew.
way
They
that
told me
I
the
love
truth.
the way that I love nap time, the way that I can just fall asleep anywhere, it's probably unsafe.
Hey, girl, that sounds like a disorder. You should know
I
that,
do.
nurse practitioner.
I haven't been diagnosed. I'm not narcoleptic, but,
Yeah.
I just be tired. Tired. So, in all honesty, just a little bit of effort can go a long way when it comes to developing a morning routine. 2 to 5 minutes of just planned time or, even getting a little bit of time for yourself before you get started will make a
Mhm.
huge difference. It can change the entire tone for your morning, not just for you, but for your kids.
So another way you could create a mama morning routine is first of all, start with you. Like even if it's 5 minutes, that's
Mhm.
really a good start. I want to say that's all that you need, but it's definitely a good start. And single moms are usually last on their own list. I don't even think I make my list.
Absolutely.
I have to force myself on my list. I have to strong arm myself
You have to
on
be
my list.
intentional about it.
And then when it's like, this list is too heavy, this list is too much going on, I'm like, let me take me off, But when you are trying to do a morning routine, putting yourself on that list is definitely important. But here's the truth. If you start your day already depleted, everything feels harder. Everything feels
Absolutely.
impossible. What? You started in a negative, boo boo. You should really think you're about to get to the positive after everything that you have on your list. The list to do. No, you don't need an hour. I think I need an hour, but I'm a morning person. Like I could get up at 4 a.m. Like right now, my alarm started when I first this is crazy. This is my progression into motherhood. When I first had when I had my first son, my
Mhm.
morning routine started at no, prior to having my first son, my morning routine started at 5:30. Okay.
Mhm.
After I had my first son, it moved to 5. After I had my second son, it moved to 4:30. Now I'm at 4 a.m. I just started at 4 a.m. in the beginning of 2026. Have I gotten up at 4 a.m.? No, maybe like 4:10, outside of my alarm, maybe to 4:15. But I'm
I
trying
don't
to get
speak
to the point
English
that I
at
could
4
get myself.
AM, just so you
What?
know. I don't speak English at 4 AM.
So I've always been a morning person, so it's not a big deal for me, but I have been moving it up. I noticed I'm going up more and more. And I just made a decision at the end of 2025. I was like, and I need more time. I can't do just maybe an hour by myself. Some people may not need it. I do because I like to try to get some time to meditate, some time to journal, some time to like just have to myself, because you said sometimes people be sneaking into your bed and you ain't getting no real sleep anyway. So let me go ahead and doom scroll for half an hour before I got to get up and start his day. Like we need intention. Like that is definitely
Absolutely.
important as a single mom. And I want to share like some simple tips that are realistic ways to start your mornings. A friend of the show of Single Mom Honey is a breathwork facilitator. So we are looking forward to bringing her on the show so she could teach us single moms how to breathe,
I
how
know.
to enhance our reality and the
Listen, because we
time,
know how to hold our breath.
right? And unfortunately, our tongues too, because we
Mhm.
know it's a lot of things inside of us that we want to say, but I'm trying to keep the peace. Well, this motherfucker ain't created the peace, then guess what? He don't deserve it. I gotta think about the kids, and I got a lot to lose. Do I?
Exactly.
Anyway, it's just you're going back and forth. But taking 3 deep breaths before getting out of bed, I know I breathe heavy before I get out of bed. I say a prayer before I get out of bed. I stretch as much as I can while I'm in the bed. Close my eyes and think about the top 3 things I need to do this morning before we leave the house. And then I go take my medication. Oh my gosh, I gotta take medication. This is 40. So I go take my pill, drink a glass of water in the morning. I really need to do better with my water too.
Me
Say an
too.
affirmation along with my prayer, or while I'm taking my medication, or while I'm walking around the house, waking the house up, turn on lights and stuff like that. Getting myself to the point where I'm just like, I gotta pump myself up. You know how the
Mhm.
wrestlers back in the 90s would be, you hit the cells of the shoulder, like, girl,
Yes,
I gotta
absolutely.
get my mind right to get my life together. So even 2 or 5 minutes of presence can change the tone of your entire morning. You matter too. So focus on yourself first and then go ahead and work on getting the kids together. Pour into you first, baby, because that's the only way you're gonna be able to pour into somebody else.
Absolutely. I really love what you say about doing affirmations in the morning. When I do my affirmations first, it reminds me to do it with my kids on that ride to school sometimes when they miss that
Mm-hmm.
bus or right before they go out the door, just so I
We
can
do
send them
affirmations
with
every
some
morning
extra
too.
positivity. Right?
It's
Yes.
a call and response. So yeah.
Exactly. I said, they repeat it, and it's just like,
Yep.
it's so warm. And sometimes it's just what you need. And then one of the most sweetest things that I notice is that my kids will then make up their own affirmations and I repeat after them. It's beautiful. Yes, absolutely.
I'm doing something right. Killing this mom shit.
Yeah, you got to celebrate. That's a victory. That is a win.
Yeah. And I'm
If
on
all y'all got
win is a
to,
win.
they made it to school and y'all did positive affirmations,
They're
even if
fed,
you're
they're
feeling all
clean,
of
they're
that,
clothed, they're
all of that,
happy, they're
you're
healed.
winning.
Yeah.
You're winning. So what if the bell rang? You know, at
No, I
this
be
point
killing
in
myself with
life,
that bell, girl. I be killing myself with that bell.
yeah, I stopped killing myself for it. Because I was like, you know what? I can't want this more than they do. Like I told you, we are part sloth here and I want to get them there. But, they got to want it just as bad as I do because I was stressing myself
None of you
out.
guys are morning people? No one's a
No,
morning person in the house.
no, I must have, listen, I have
You
this
worked
like,
yourself 3 times.
apparently, like, I think in a past life I was a vampire. I was a good vampire though. Oh, let's talk about the night before. And that's your opportunity to like reset for your morning routine. Even if you didn't get it right the day before, you got a new chance. It's a new day. And that evening before is where the real change happens. Mornings don't really begin in the morning. That means,
That's what they say.
listen. I mean, depending on
I'm
how sleepy
listening.
you are, depending on how sleepy you are, how tired you are, sometimes your morning does start in the morning. Sometimes you try really hard to get everything prepared at night, and sometimes you wake up and you're like, oh my God, it is time to go again. That's
No,
what
it said
really happens.
mornings don't begin in the morning. They begin the night before. I was like, oh, that's what they say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would like for them to begin in the morning, but they don't always. I mean,
I
I would
know,
like,
but the night before is so hard for me. Like, I wish I was this type of mom. I
hmm
really do. But because I think I overcompensate because I get up so early that I'm like, first of all, the night before I'm in bed. Night. I barely make it through the evening. Because I get up so early. So it's like, if I get up at 5, I could do what I would have did at 8.
So, like we said, sometimes it's easier to get started at night to have a better morning routine. And that means now when your kids are younger, a lot of this responsibility falls on you. You have to, I'm gonna let you speak for yourself. What do you do at night for your kids?
Go to bed.
But their ages though right now.
We take showers or baths, depending on the day. And then we get moisturized, then we brush our teeth, then we put our pajamas on, and then we read books. So since
Mm,
it's 2 of them, I used to only read one book, but then the other one was like, you always read his book. Why you don't read my book? So now they both choose a book. So I
mm-hmm.
read 2 books a night. Then we have prayers, and then we go to sleep.
Well,
Right
that's
now, for
awesome.
some reason, they can't go to sleep with just themselves. I have to put on kids' sleep music on YouTube and have it play for 12 hours throughout the night. They have to hear music while they're sleeping.
You know what's so crazy? I'm like, where did we grow up? Because there was no music.
No, you either go to sleep or get beat.
Yeah, and then
What you want? Which
and
one
then
you want?
like no music and no air conditioning. I was sticking
Yeah,
to my bed, especially in
yeah,
the summer. Like,
yeah. I died. I said I died. I slept out of exhaustion. I was dehydrated. That's how I slept. Dehydration helped me sleep.
I think I
Yeah,
passed out completely.
yeah. No, my
I
kids
wake
have
up
to
to
have
like,
air conditioning on. They got central air. And not only have central air, they also need to have a fan on them at night. So then they have 2 fans. Each of them have their.
yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
So, like, for me now, initially, I had to do everything at night, especially when you go to adding on the kids. 1 kid, maybe not as bad. 2 kids, it starts to be a challenge, until the 1 kid gets a little bit more independent. But they still need you. Like, even when they're 17 and
Because you
18, they
can't
still
trust
need you.
them.
Yeah,
You can't trust them. They lazy. They don't want to wash themselves all the way or they want to brush their teeth all the way. Why you looking like cheddar cheese in the teeth? No, come here. Because you're obviously you slacking. Come here so we can work on that.
exactly. But I'll say now my kids are 10, 12, and 18. I guess I got an adult, an adult kid. But,
I'll be a kid forever, be a
they're
30-year-old
a
kid. I
lot.
got a 30-year-old kid.
Look, I'm sure my parents be like, I got a 43-year-old kid. No, y'all don't.
Mhm.
No, y'all don't. Because sometimes once they get older, they transition to being your dependents. But now since they're older, they're a lot more helpful and it decreases the stress a little bit.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Listen, I mean, it's like a gift and a curse. Like, it's when they're independent, they want to do it all on their own, but then there's no sense of urgency. So it's like you pick your battle. Like, you want them to go to school feeling confident. So you don't want to be like screaming at them first thing in the morning, like, come on, we gotta go. Sometimes it starts like that because,
Yeah.
they start smelling themselves. or they're in the mirror a little too long. Now, like my 10-year-old is in the mirror all the time. Don't let him get a fresh cut. He in there talking to himself. It make me think of Issa Rae in the mirror.
My boys
It's
are
like,
like that too. They're 4 and 7, and once they get their hair cut or they got a new outfit or something, they be looking so like, all right, and I love
exactly.
it. I be
I
hyping them
think
up.
it's
I be
super
like,
cute.
okay, new shoes. Okay, I see that crisp line up. Oh, look at that skin just glistening and glowing. You looking good, baby. They be like, yeah, mom. Look. Oh, my friends will be like, I ain't worried about what your friends say. What you think about?
Exactly.
Nice.
Self-confidence begins at home.
Yes, I pump my babies up.
Yeah, me too. That should be part of your morning routine.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They
I
gotta know they
agree.
got it before they go outside.
But they be looking at me like, you're going in looking like that.
Exactly. So if your kids are younger, it'll be helpful to lay out their clothes at night. When they get a little older, they want to pick out their own things. My
What
son is always
age does
talking
that
about,
start?
I will say probably like around 8.
Okay, because we haven't gotten
Claudia,
there
my
yet.
oldest, she started super young. She was like a fashionista since she was like, I don't know, maybe like 5, 4, somewhere
Maybe
around there.
boys are
But my
different than
son,
girls.
huh?
Maybe boys are different than girls. The only time my oldest son pushes back is when it's Shabbat and
Mm-hmm.
he has to get dressed up on Fridays. It's the only time he'll push back. Like, I don't want to wear this. I want to wear this. You don't wear that suit 3 times this month. No, you need to wear something else. Like that's the only time he'll push back is when it's dressy day. Any other time he's like, whatever, girl, put this tracksuit on me. I look good. You do.
Yeah, well, my son, he loves getting dressed up. When he has dress down day, my goodness, it's like
Wait, they
once a
wear
week.
uniforms?
Yeah, he wears a uniform, which is
Oh, I
also
didn't know
very
that.
helpful. That is very helpful for a morning
Oh,
routine.
yes. My kids do
Listen, it's
not wear
beautiful.
uniforms. I'm like,
Oh my
what
God.
you mean y'all private school, y'all wear uniforms? We like them to have their individual. Who told y'all this was a good idea? Get me 2 shirts, 3 pants. That's what I'm looking for. What the hell? I gotta buy an outfit.
Yeah, so I don't have to worry about that. Like during the week, he knows what he's supposed to wear. So it's helpful. I'll say my middle child, she's 12. And in middle school, they don't have to wear uniforms. But she's at the point, she's a 7th grader. So she knows what she wants to wear. She has her
Mm-hmm.
own style. I've given her that freedom and I don't have to worry about that. She has everything picked out, you know. And then we have the now 18-year-old. I think she is getting dressed for Broadway just about every morning.
What?
Listen, I think she has to have, I remember when she didn't wear makeup, but now it's like she's doing different makeup trends. Like she has a look, a whole vibe for the day. I don't know if she's getting into character before she leaves the house, but whatever it's doing, it's taking a whole lot of time.
So
So,
is she causing everyone to be late?
well, she used to for a while because I would have to get the other two. There's like a 5-year age difference between the oldest and the middle child.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, she's always been in a different school for the most part from her little sister. So, you know, right now I'm at a point where the kids are at 3 different schools. So, yes, this has been this way for the last 2 years. The last 2
That
years.
sounds so stressful.
It is
3
stressful.
different drop-offs, 3 different pickups. Like,
Right. But imagine if they miss the bus and then I still got to get to work. So that's why I'm saying, like, you got to pick your battles in the morning. I
yeah.
used to like be so stressed out. And, you went run into Karens at the school and they're like, why's your kid late again? The same question as you. Like, I've tried everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that my oldest was trying to get into the Guinness Book of World Records for being tardy. Like, after a point,
Wow.
I just think it was like a way of life. It was like, I'm going to be ready when I'm going to be ready. And I think kids have a new sense of freedom these days, a new sense of
Yeah,
self-identity.
because you can't beat them. If you beat them, they're going to report you. They know too much about rights. Okay.
They got the right to be late and identify as on time.
Yeah, but the responsibility is on you, not them.
Yes, it's a lot. And then, it's different when you have 3 kids going to 3 different schools and you're a single parent. You can only be in one place at one time.
Yes. That's
So
why I was
no
like,
matter
girl,
what I
that
do,
sounds like torture.
I was like, hey, I got 2 out of 3 to school on time. The odds are against me.
Right? Round it up.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the average,
One's on time.
the median,
They're
the mean.
here. I started getting to the point where I'm like, they made it. They made
Right?
it because it was causing me so much stress. And, yeah, you're a superhero, but like mental stress is deadly. Like it just manifests into physical stress, which manifests into like the beginning of some disease process, and you're going to be like completely overwhelmed. I
And
mean,
that's out in a nursing home.
no, no. I told them kids if they put me in a nursing home haunting them, they won't be on a date having a good time. I'll be like,
You
oh,
really
hey,
think that's gonna work? Come on.
okay. All right, fine. So another tip is to prep lunches or breakfast items the night before. Get stuff that's easy to go. Easy to go. Now, let me tell you this. I used to try everything. And to the best of my ability, I wanted it to always be a healthy breakfast. But sometimes you got to grab what you got. Because
Feed the kid. Sometimes you gotta grab what you got.
so I'll say this. When my youngest was like 5 going to kindergarten, he really liked oatmeal cream pies. Okay.
Love oatmeal cream pie.
And I used to always be like, you can have it in your lunch, but not for breakfast. You know what I mean? And oatmeal cream pies come they got all these nooks and crannies and crevices. And I'm going to have to send you a picture. I think I even got video of it. He would have a meltdown in the morning if that oatmeal cream pie cracked before he wanted it to. Like, if it wasn't all together. And when I tell you, like the amount of times I was in the drop off line and he was melting down in the back because his oatmeal
About my
cream,
oatmeal cream.
and I was just like, "There's gonna be
Let's
breakfast at
add
school as
more
well."
anxiety on top of me. Thank you.
Exactly, exactly. And you're
I
trying
was looking
to
for that. Thanks. I'm glad I found it.
easy breakfast. Make sure you have fruit in the house, breakfast bars, something quick that they could take in the morning. Banana bread that you made the night before. Just something simple, something they can snack on to get a head start. Because what you don't want is for them to go to school, not like what's for lunch, and then come back home hungry.
Yeah, easy meals, like easy. Yeah, we should have a show about that because my kids are picky eaters. So, girl, I went through it trying to figure out what to pack for lunches. I used to be so stressed. My anxiety used to be so high when I had to pack lunches. Kind of didn't want them to be hungry or, not be able to focus or going to school
Absolutely.
because you're upset about what I cooked in the morning or you weren't. I was doing hot breakfasts for the longest. I just started doing cereal. I just started incorporating cereal after 5 years into the
Listen,
breakfast. Yeah,
listen. Now
they still got
I'm
their own
good.
back.
I'm like some fruit. I got bagels. I got toaster strudels. You pop it in a toaster. They're more independent now, so they can do it. They got to get up. I said you got to get up
Yeah,
on time if you want to eat before you leave, or you got to eat
yeah,
breakfast at school. You got to set boundaries. Otherwise, they really don't be getting out the house. But this year, I
yeah.
will say they have been doing absolutely amazing. So now they're able to pack their backpacks at night. Now that takes several verbal prompts, and sometimes they get on a bus and they call me like, I left my violin. I left my backpack. I left my lunch. Leave room for error. Like, even though you try to have a plan, things still happen. And don't be hard on yourself. And don't be hard on the
Yeah.
kids because they're human. They forgot their lunch. That is not your time to scream. Yeah. Yell. I mean, you might feel it on the inside like, oh my God, you don't think I got anything to do? And the truth is, they don't think you have anything to do besides them. So,
No,
like,
because you're just a mom. You have
exactly.
no life outside of us. You should be thankful I give you something to do. That's what you should be
Exactly.
thinking. You should be thanking me, saying, oh my goodness, daughter. Oh my goodness, son. Without you, I would have no meaning in life.
Yes.
Just,
And then,
just mom. I don't need you to
yeah,
do anything else. Just mom.
because that's what you're supposed to do. And their lives, like everything else that you do is secondary to them. Just know that. And it's always going to be like, one other thing I want to say about like morning routines is realizing that it's okay to ask for help. If you do have family
Yeah.
around that can help you, family or friends, sometimes you need that helping hand. Because like I said, you can't be in more than one place at a time. Like, at least for me, I'm thankful I have my sisters, and you got to streamline that process. And if you add somebody to your morning routine, you got to make sure they're reliable because otherwise it's going to cause you way more stress. And
You don't need that, baby girl.
no,
You
no,
don't need that.
because it'll be the straw that broke the camel's back. Like I'm telling you, you'll just be done. And it's really proactive to do a kitchen reset at night.
Now, what is
Like
that?
that would mean like if you know you got to do some things for breakfast in the morning, prepare your kitchen at night. Don't go down there and be
Mm,
like, you know what? Hey, there's some dishes still here, or the kitchen's a
yeah.
mess. Because all that's going to do is add on top of everything else you got to do, and you just don't have enough time. And like I said,
Energy.
you need time for error. So, or time just to breathe. Because sometimes you got to breathe. That's how you end up forgetting things if you don't remember to take. Right before you leave, You got to stop and make sure, do that final sweep and make sure you haven't left anything. Because otherwise, I don't know how many times I've dropped these kids off at school and I said to them, you got everything? Yeah. And I'm driving down the street. Oh, I left that bag in the car.
You know, one
Oh,
thing that
okay.
I have done that has helped, I put everything that the kids have or need to take to school in my front seat so I can see it. Like, even if they're bringing their own book bags, put it in the front seat so I can see it. So when it's time for drop off, I grab the bag, put it in the back seat. Here you go. Put your book bag on, unbuckle and stuff like that. Okay. I know today is swim day. Swim bag in here. All right. Book bag in here. Lunch in the book bag. I have to see it in the passenger seat. So the bags and stuff are not back there with them. 'Cause if not, I don't see it. I'm not thinking about it. So I put everything in the passenger seat in the morning so I can make sure it's there before we even pull out of the garage.
Well, yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I think that works well for younger kids and kids who you have to transport every day. Now,
Mhm.
for your kids who are getting on the bus in the morning, I think it's
Yeah.
important to make sure you give them a place to sit everything. Like
Mhm.
today, my daughter sent me a message, the oldest daughter and the middle daughter. They said, hey, mom, the middle daughter was like, I left my violin, but she already knows that mommy has to work. She's very reasonable. The other one was like, hey, I got some things to record and I left my mic in your car as soon as I left her. And I was like, I'll see what I can do. Make sure you have boundaries because your kids, even though you want to be super mom, sometimes they need to learn that they got to be responsible and take their things with them. You can't always circle back, even as much as you want to. And sometimes that just adds extra stress to your day, especially when you're working full time. You're a full time mom, full time worker, full time everything. And like, again, you can't be in more than one place at a time. So
Yeah.
don't be so hard on yourself. If they forget something, it's a life lesson. You know, you can do the best
Well,
you can. You won't forget next time.
what you
You
want
know,
me
I
to
try
say
to get
other
there.
than well? Belp. Well, I can't do it. I can't do it
Again,
today.
no one's perfect. You're not going to be perfect as a single mom. You're not
Mhm.
going to be perfect as a human. And you're not going to be perfect with your morning routine. Neither are the
Yeah.
kids. So remember to breathe. It's
Yeah.
just about, trying to make tomorrow easier. Do what it takes. Like, you have all your kids' stuff in your front seat. At nighttime, I try to do the nighttime sweep. I just try to eyeball everything real quick. The stuff that I know they're going to need, I know where your shoes are. Because for some reason, all my kids think that I secretly know the location of every item in the house.
That's called being a mom. You're the thing detector. Where is it?
And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. But somehow, some way, I will also say, I just pray to my God. I'd be like, when things are lost in the morning, I pray and then I find things. But when I don't pray, it doesn't work out. But there's also technology that works. It's called the tile. I got it for Christmas one year. Part of my morning routine for a long time was losing my keys every morning. Every morning, like I can remember where everything else was because you have so many things going on in your life as a single parent. Like just simple stuff. If you don't hang your keys up on the wall or put them in the same place, no matter what I did, by the end of the day, I was exhausted and trying to, wherever I put my keys, that was the last thing I was thinking about.
Wow.
So to correct that issue, I got a tile. So if I can't find my keys or my phone, I can ring each one from the other object.
Mhm.
And it plays a song, I find it, and then it's not the last moment like I'm trying to rush to get them in school and I'm like, I don't have the keys. And, then it makes us all late again. Like, so
Mhm.
that's also a tip.
Yeah, like as Quay said, you really don't need perfection, but you have to create a routine that is good for you, but also for your
Mm-hmm.
kids. So a kid-friendly routine is so great because kids need structure, as Quay said, and also predictability. That makes them feel safe. Now, make sure
Exactly.
it's age appropriate. They have responsibilities that matter, like toddlers putting their toys in a bin.
Mm-hmm.
My 4-year-old, who's going to be a kindergartner next year, he really wants, can I help? Can I help? He always wants to
Mm-hmm.
ask to be a part of anything. So allow them to dress themselves and to brush their teeth, but go behind them with them teeth. Okay. You know how much money I put into dental insurance and also checkups and everything else? We're going to
Exactly.
make sure those teeth are taken care of. Teens, like you said, they have different tasks and different requirements. They manage their own wake up and bags. That could be
Mm-hmm.
something. Now that she's 18, she grown. She got to learn it now. She has to learn it now. Because guess
Listen,
what? When she goes away to college, there's not
still
going to be
needs
mommy there
guidance.
to
I
wake
know.
her up.
I know. Right now, I still got to guide her. I got to
I
get her to
had
college
my
first.
own alarm starting at age 10, and my mother did not wake me up after 10. If I slept past that time, I was just late. And she wasn't taking me to school either. I had to walk. Like, that was my responsibility. And once
Mhm.
I turned 8, I had to iron my own clothes and get everything together the night before.
I
Like,
mean, it makes sense.
yeah, yeah.
I just
So
don't
when I went to
know.
college, I was already privy to, okay, I can get by this time to get here. How long it take me to get to this hall? How long it's going to take me to get breakfast? So I was already put on the game versus some of my roommates who had parents who were waking them up. They would sleep through, miss classes, like
Mhm.
have to check out a class, had to drop classes because they can't keep up with the schedule.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, all of that starts at home. Discipline
Yeah.
starts at home. So,
Knowing
and it
how
can
to do
start with a morning
laundry,
routine.
cook,
Like,
all that stuff.
yep, absolutely. Even like, I wish I could instill, like, I would love for them to make their bed. I would like to make my bed every morning. Like,
Oh, I
so I
don't
could
even make
come
my
home. So
bed, so
I know I would, but I just think it would be like pretty awesome if I could. That's one goal I have for my morning routine, like to
okay.
make my bed so that like I could get back into it later and like unwrap my gift because I like sleeping in my bed. Like it's magical. Listen,
Such
I
a
going to be
tourist.
hmm?
Such a tourist.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And then I mean, when I get in my bed, it's like the only time that like it's like really me time. And then when I go into my dreams, like I look forward to flying in my dreams. Every time I'm in my dream, I got superpowers. Like, and I'm like flying. So like, and it feels so real. And then I got to wake up and do
My
this
when
all
I
over
get in my
again.
bed, I feel like my body go. Like I feel my body do that and go.
But I can
Don't
see
even
that.
take long, baby. Don't even take long. So some things you can use to help you create like a kid friendly routine is visual checklists.
Hmm.
I actually just bought that for my kids for Christmas. They have a chore list and then a task list. And once they complete those, they themselves go and take the check off. It's going to be in their bedroom on their bookshelf. They go and put the check off. And then when they get all their checks, they get a star. So then at the end of the week, if they have as many stars as I need, I haven't determined what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to do 5 or 7, probably 7 because the weekend matter too. And then they'll get like a little treat or something like that. Like, you could get 2 cookies instead of 1. So, just trying to get them to realize that you have to do stuff around here too. It's not just mommy's house. Like, this is
Exactly.
our house. This is our environment. One thing we used to do, so in the morning, I have a rule, no TV. We are not allowed to watch TV in the morning because they get
Hmm.
lost in the sauce, which most kids do. That's why the cartoons are set up
Absolutely.
the way they are. We do not do any TV. They stop asking. We've been doing that for the last 3 years or so. We listen to music. You could listen to a playlist. You could listen to an audiobook. You could listen to a story by Alexa or something like that, but we do no TV in the morning. I know that's it's a movie that we like Old movie came out, the band together.
Okay.
We listen to that soundtrack. We play that soundtrack out, girl. We will play it in the morning. It'll be around all the stereos around the house. I mean, all the speakers around the house. And then we get in the car. We will play it on the way to the school or the way to camp. So those things give us a little energy to start our day. And then when they're not listening, when I say, okay, come on, it's time for you to eat your breakfast, or they want to just slack, I would say, Alexa, set an alarm for 5 minutes. When that alarm goes off, it's time to go into the bathroom and brush your teeth. So you better eat what you can in this 5 minutes because y'all been playing around for the last 15. You got 5 minutes now. So now it's not me checking the clock. Now you got AI watching your ass. So that helps out as well. And I'm
Well,
just going
listen,
about my business, doing my morning routine while they're
that
doing it.
is awesome because we all need personal assistance as
Yes.
single moms. So AI is a definite way to get a little bit of help when it's just
Uh-huh.
you.
Give me some time to myself. So routines definitely teach independence. And that's our job as
Absolutely.
parents, is to teach them independence so that they too will be able to run a household when they become adults, or be able to, be it a household just for themselves or a household for their families. You want to
Absolutely.
raise responsible adults so that they themselves, if it's ever a point that they have to be a single parent, they can handle it. But also, if they are creating a family unit, that they could be useful to that family and beneficial,
Exactly. And that definitely helps with that.
and not like their damn daddies. I said it. I said it. I said
Don't
it.
set them up for failure.
Um, I'm, all the
Prepare them so they
young
can
ladies
eventually be a
who are
partner.
growing up in the world, you're welcome
I
for the
know.
man that
I
I'm
know that's
raising for
right.
you.
Exactly. Taking full responsibility.
Yeah.
So let's talk about flexible time blocks in the morning. You don't want to have like a strict schedule. It's good to have a schedule, but like I said, things come up every morning. And like for me, I got 3 different kids and they all have different needs.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's good to have a plan, but, think about time blocks instead of like timelines, I would say. You want to make sure that you're able to connect with your children when they wake up to give them like a solid start for the day,
Mhm.
give them time to get ready independently, and provide assistance as needed. When they're younger, they're
Mhm.
going to need more assistance. As they're older, they might need some guidance. Like, hey, you know, what you got on? That might not be appropriate for school,
Mhm.
but still having that independence to go change their outfit on their own or, whatever they need.
Do you have a particular way that you connect with your kids in the morning?
Yeah. So typically I get a good morning hug. Or just simply they come and ask me for things every morning. And we are connected because I am their AI. Like I know the answers.
You're the personal assistant.
Yes, and for everything.
Mhm.
What do I have today? What do I have later? I am Mommy Alexa,
Y'all
Mommy
got all these
Siri.
iPhones and then you utilize them at
Yeah.
all. Okay.
Yes.
Alright. Yay.
Making sure that they have something, I make sure they have their favorite little breakfast items in the morning before they go out to the best of my ability.
Mhm.
Sometimes they eat them faster than I buy them because they're growing. I'm like, what did you eat today? Well, I had yogurt and an apple, but I decided I was going to have two yogurts. Like it, I give them freedom to go in and out the fridge and, pick whatever satisfies their appetite at the time. As long as it's healthy. But, just try to have, it's just the little things that count, the things that they ask for as far as
Mhm.
food or meet their needs. Like, hey, are there any permission slips you need signed? Or I try to do that stuff the night before, but just like little quick reminders, sometimes even leaving like little cute notes if they pack a lunch or just
Never
like
done
words
that.
of encouragement and the positive affirmations. I think that is a real way that I connect with my kids.
Mhm.
What
Yeah, in the
about you?
morning when my boys first wake up, I'll rub their back before they wake up,
Oh.
and that's how I wake them up. Like, "Hey,
Mm-hmm.
it's time to get up. Come on, time to get up." My youngest will usually pop up and just sit in my lap. He wants me to hold him, and then he'll play with my ear. He'll rub my ear
Oh my gosh,
to
how
get
cute.
him to get him up. And my oldest, he'll try to get in my lap too, and my youngest like, "Get out of here! This is my mommy right now." Like, he can't share me, and I'm like, "You've been sharing me your whole
That's
life,
not
bro."
going to change. It gets more intense as they get
Oh my
older, just so you know.
gosh,
Good luck.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that second one came in, I was like, "You thought you mattered? I'm here now, boo. Go ahead and do something. Find something safe to do. Cause right here, being a mommy, like, dang it." So, but we'll go ahead and
Mm-hmm.
have cuddle time together, and I'll give him about a minute or 2, and I'm, "Alright, come on, it's time to get up," and then we'll start our day like that, but it's usually a soft touch or an embrace is the way we start and we connect in the morning. They breath be
Yes.
kicking, just kicking, just kicking, just kick, a dragon breath.
Yeah. That is the way to connect in the morning because they will
It
roast
wakes
me.
me up. Whoa! Blow my
You
ball
know,
head back.
I think overall it's just important to like just have like a simple plan with a few like anchor points when it comes to getting everything together in the morning. You don't have to meet all of these, check all these boxes in the mornings. Have a basic plan. You know the main things you need. You need your breakfast, your lunch, your backpack. Be prepared and get out as
Yeah,
fast as you can, right? And also add a time buffer. If you know they got to be on the bus, listen, those buses are not forgiving at all. If you don't make it to the bus stop 10 minutes early, just know that you may have missed that bus. If you
look,
make it 2 minutes late, just know that you are driving them. So give yourself a buffer. If they got to walk down a hill, make sure they got time to walk down a hill and get their breakfast. But, initially it takes some encouragement, but, and you may miss the bus a couple times, but eventually they'll get it. That's what I had to learn. Like I used to be so stressed out in the beginning of the year because I was like, I don't know what time the bus is coming. When the bus route first starts, it's like, I don't know the bus driver. I don't know. You're waiting for him to get home. It's nerve wracking. But eventually they get it and they want to be there on time and they want to get to school and it's not as stressful. Just remember, even though right now the morning routine may be chaotic, you will have some good days. Again, remember, life happens. Kids are late. You may wake up late. Kids spill things. Like right
don't
before you walk out the door, they may drop a mug and you got to get the glass up. Like sometimes things happen. Sometimes the dog decides that it wants around the door and then you're chasing a dog in the morning. Or, you go outside and it's a little icy and you slip. There are tons of things that can happen. Don't ever say what else could go wrong. Don't say that in the morning.
Right?
Focus
Why
on
are
the
you
good
trying to
and
set
keep it
yourself
moving.
up for a 90 sitcom? Stop it. Well, what else can go wrong? Why would you say that, Frank? Like,
Yeah,
common morning struggles and solutions. Now, if mornings feel chaotic, you got to change something. You can
exactly.
That stress level cannot stay that way in order
Mm-mm.
for you to be healthy and happy. Try earlier bedtimes. I let my kids know when they are cranky in the morning, they don't feel like waking up. All right, tonight you guys go to bed early. No, that wake their little butts up. They be like,
Mhm.
no, okay, I can do that. I can do that. Yeah, because I'm not dealing with this back and forth. I ain't going back and forth with somebody who ain't paying no bills. You crazy, yo. Get up or come on. So not earlier wake up times, earlier bedtimes. And also when they're in
Yes,
a growing stage, they need more hours. They need more time. Like remember when they were newborns, they would sleep for 12 hours? Like,
I
yeah,
know.
they still around 10, 11 hours now, especially when they're going through a growth phase. They need to have that time.
Yes,
If kids
absolutely.
move slowly, play that get ready music. Play something they get excited about. Play that troll soundtrack. Play whatever you can to get them,
Whatever they like in the morning.
right? You can have whatever you like. But if emotions were high, and they usually do between the kids, between my two boys,
Mm-hmm.
a fight is breaking out if one of them is cranky. They know how to pick and prod the other one to start a fight. I don't know
Absolutely.
what it is. I'm not sure. They are disrupted, so they need to disrupt
Sibling
everybody.
rivalry.
And my maturity level is so high that they can't probe me into it, but the other one could just get pulled into it instantly, trying to tell him, ignore him. I promise you, he's
Uh-huh.
just doing this. They don't care. They're like, whatever. So I try to correct them as soon as
Mm-hmm.
it happens. That way it doesn't put a damper on the other kid's day or even a damper on my
Yes,
day. But I also give myself the reality of burnout is real. It happens.
absolutely.
I try to simplify my routine if necessary. One thing that I did simplify my routine in early on stages of having just one kid, we do not do breakfast in our clothes. Breakfast is in our pajamas. Because I'll be damned if I got to change
Cool.
y'all outfit twice. Because you done spilled something on your shirt. You done got yogurt on your shorts. You done got this. So no, we do breakfast in our pajamas. And once breakfast
A
is
good
over,
idea.
then we go and brush our teeth. Then we wash our face. Then we go ahead and get moisturized and put our clothes on. So I did that twice. Well, I guess I shouldn't imagine this 2 or 3-year-old to not mess up an outfit because he's eating and he's enjoying his oatmeal, but now also staying on his shirt. So now I got to change him again. I only prepared
I
one
mean,
outfit.
as they get older, you don't have to worry about that as much. I feel like
Mm.
now they can eat on the run, and they just better be careful, or you gonna be at school with a bit of
With a
that.
big stadium shirt.
Good luck.
Yeah, yeah. And kids get burned
So
out too, So
absolutely.
adding more structure doesn't help. Sometimes it hurts. So less pressure does
Exactly.
does the
And
job.
I've noticed, like, we have to pay lots of attention to the mental health of our children. And the
Yeah.
same way we need mental health days, sometimes they need that too, especially when it comes to
Yeah.
morning routines. Kids need a break sometimes, so
Mm-hmm.
just keep that in mind. Make sure to read the room before you get started. Be
Reading.
aware of if they're anxious. Like sometimes you have to, if your kid's running late or behind, go and actually see what's wrong. Sometimes they're not just late because, or they're off their morning routine because they feel like it. Sometimes it's anxiety or sometimes it's depression.
Yes,
You
they're
have to make
anticipating
sure
coming to
to
school.
assess for everything, You're their first line of defense.
Yeah.
And worst thing to do is if they're having a bad morning to make it worse or to add extra pressure. And then be like, you got to do this at school and you didn't get a chance to eat. Like you got to make sure that you are aware of what's going on before you send your kids
Yeah.
out into the world.
I totally
So,
agree.
yeah. Um, Whether you're a single mom by force or by choice, you have to remember that it requires a mindset shift, I should say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you were in a predicament where you had some assistance, and sometimes you just never had any assistance, whether you were married or not. Like we said
Mm-hmm.
before, we were married single moms, and
Yeah.
then we transitioned to super single moms. Every blue moon you might get some assistance. It wasn't guaranteed when you were married.
Yeah.
Most of the time you were doing it on your own, but you just have to realize that with your morning routine, you got to take one thing at a time. So as a single mom, you want to remember that you have to shift your mindset. You'll have a lot to do. You're always going to have a lot to do. But, instead of making a to-do list, maybe make a list of the things that you got done that day so you can celebrate instead of be hard on yourself.
What
Because a
didn't
lot
I
of the time,
do? Dang it.
yeah, yeah. Let's not focus on it. You got to
And
reframe the way
pure
you think.
world hunger.
Yeah, you listen. You got to prioritize and reframe the way you think. If you think you're behind, so what? Like I said, you got to pick your battles. Sometimes you're going to run late, but I mean, you're human. It's okay. Sometimes you're going to forget things. Sometimes you can try your hardest and get up early and shit happens.
Yeah.
So, make sure you're also getting enough rest. Because I know for me, for years, I was just running on fumes and that has impacted my health. I feel a lot better now, but there are times in your life where you're just not sleeping, period. Because the morning routine would go into the night routine. I just think it was a 24-hour routine. And then when I thought I was sleeping, I was dreaming about the next morning. Sometimes I wake up and I was like, did I already do this? Or did I fall back to sleep? Because your brain just doesn't rest properly because it's all on you. So you got to make sure you're getting enough rest and setting healthy boundaries. Like some nights, it's cool for your kids to come climb in your bed. You are the safe place for them. You are that single parent that they see. You are their primary caregiver. If they have a bad dream, who else are they going to run to? If they need some extra love, who else are they going to run to? Yes, but you still have to make time to love on yourself, and sleep is necessary. Otherwise, it'll result in health problems. And just remember that consistency matters much more than perfection.
Absolutely.
Like I said, kids do not need a perfect mom. They just need a happy one. Because when you're happy, the kids are happy. They watch you in everything you do. If you're miserable, then, it's going to impact your kids negatively. And remember that you're doing the best you can. And that's enough. And anybody else's opinion of you is not your business. It does not matter. Everybody's going to have something to say. And if they have an issue, make sure they have some solutions. If they're not coming to help you, then they ain't got nothing to say. That goes for the schools. That goes for family members. That goes for, sometimes that parallel parent or the parent.
How are you going to add that mess into the mess?
Listen.
Mess, add water.
Listen, just do the best you can. That's all that's required.
Absolutely. And no one told you today, you're doing an incredible job, single moms.
Amazing job.
Huh?
I said an amazing job. What runs circles around many people in this world. Like we say, in the morning, typically the amount of things that you get done for your little people in the morning is the same amount of things that people get done when they just have their work day.
People who do that in the work day, sometimes they don't have to do that in the work day. They can push you back to the next day. You can't push your morning routine down. Back.
No.
It has to be done.
Exactly. Yeah. And your morning starts your day. It sets the tone for your day. So remember that.
Mm-hmm. And not just your day, your little one's day too.
Exactly.
So, try one small change this week to see if it's possible for you to be able to, enhance your morning routine. Not everything. We just doing one thing at a time because we ain't got time for no big change. Okay. We're barely keeping up with where we at. You got to do the best with what you got. Okay.
And you still got to get dinner done later.
Exactly.
So you got to figure dinner out.
And make sure you drink your water. So many things on the list. So
make sure you eat as well. Drink your water, but make sure you get something to eat.
Yeah. If this episode helped you, share it with another single mom. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and join us next time. Until then, give yourself grace. You're raising humans, and that is powerful.
You bring the tea.
And we got the honey. Bye.
See you next time.